Good morning, GMS. I'm Solomon.
And I'm Amina. Welcome back for another season of Monday Morning Live. Now let's get started with the news. Greenwood Schools will celebrate their second annual Word Culture Night at Greenwood, this high school. Oh my gosh. This Thursday, September 18th from 5 to 7 p.m. Want to check out all the cultures, food, clothing, music, dance, and more that help make Greenwood Schools an amazing place to learn? Then don't miss this night.
Parent-teacher conferences are scheduled for Monday, October 6th and Wednesday, October 8th. Students, now is the time to work hard. Nobody wants to sit through an awkward parent-teacher conference.
A GMS walkathon is scheduled for Friday, October 3rd. Students, you only need to raise $10 for the PTO to attend. It could be as simple as having one person give you $10 or 10 people giving you $1. Start planning who you want to ask to support the PTO and send you to the walkathon.
Students, remember, GMS is cell phone free. This is a state law. Make sure you put your cell phone in your locker when you get to school. That's all for the news.
Now let's head over to our interview with 7th grade college and careers instructor, Miss Martin. Have a great week, GMS.
Good morning, GMS. I'm Harper here with this week's interview with 7th and 8th grade college and careers instructor, Miss Martin. How are you doing today?
I am so great. I'm happy to be here. How are you?
Good.
Good.
Would you like to start by sharing a little bit about yourself?
Sure. So I actually grew up in Pennsylvania, which is all the way on the East Coast. I've lived in Indiana for about 5 years. And before working at GMS, I worked as a middle school band director and worked for our state government helping students get to college.
Nice. Okay, can you share a little bit about how you became a college and careers teacher?
Sure. So I've always enjoyed helping students a lot, and this position opened up and I was really, really excited because what a great way to help students figure out what they want to do with the rest of their lives. A lot of the things that we do in my class are directly related to real life, so students are going to learn how to budget, how to create a resume, how to interview, and just really things like that they'll be able to use for the rest of their life.
Are you more of a cat or a dog person, and why?
I am more of a cat person. I actually have 3 cats of my own, and I really love how snuggly they can be. Sometimes they can be a little bit crazy, though.
What do you like to do in your free time when you aren't at school?
When I'm not at school, I love playing basketball. I also like hanging out with my cats and reading books.
Nice. Describe a great day for you at GMS.
A great day for me will be that I get to see every single student present at school. Every student comes to school with a charged Chromebook. We have Ella's frozen yogurt at lunch, and the weather is perfect, just like it is today.
Thank you for coming on our show today, Miss Martin. Have a great week. Now let's go back to the studio.
Good morning, GMS. I'm Jack.
And I'm Trinity. Let's take a moment to look at this week's busy calendar of sporting events.
This week, the girls' golf team is in action tonight at home versus Perry Meridian and Decatur Middle School at 4:30 p.m. On Tuesday, they take on Indian Creek and Tri-West at home at 5:30 p.m. On Wednesday, the girls' golf team travels to Franklin Community Middle School for their 3rd match in 3 days, starting at 4:30 p.m.
The 7th and 8th grade volleyball team battles Indian Creek at Indian Creek Middle School tonight at 5:30 p.m. On Wednesday, they host John Wooden Middle School here at GMS starting at 5:30 p.m.
The boys and girls soccer teams have a match against Paul Hadley right here tonight at GMS starting at 5:30 p.m. Both teams will host John Wooden Middle School here at GMS on Wednesday starting at 5:30 p.m.
On Tuesday, the boys tennis team takes on Southport Middle School at GMS at 5:30 p.m. On Wednesday, they battle Indian Creek Middle School at GMS at 5 p.m.
On Thursday, the 7th and 8th grade football teams travel to Plainfield Community Middle School for their conference matchup starting at 5:30 p.m.
And this Saturday, the GMS cross country travels to Johnson County Championships starting at 10 a.m. Make sure to wish a cross country team member the best of luck this weekend.
That's all for Sports GMS. Have a great week.
What's
What's up, GMS? I'm Eleanor, and this is Real Talk, where we ask some of your favorite teachers to talk about some real topics. Today, we'll be asking teachers, what is a fact about you that we may not know?
Hi, I'm Miss Morton. I am one of the 8th grade writing teachers, and a fun fact about me is that I have a collection of over 40 fidget spinners. I started collecting them in high school because I was a camp counselor, and all the counselors didn't go by their real names, they went by nicknames, and my nickname was Fidget, and so I got gifted like 20 fidget spinners, and my collection just grew from there.
I'm Miss Vest, and a fact about me you may not know is I make my own hula hoops.
I'm Miss Van, and a fun fact about me that you may not know is I know how to play the harmonica.
Hi, my name is Miss Brown, and a fun fact about me is that I met the voice actor of Pikachu and Ash from Pokemon.
I'm Mrs. Siegert, and something about me that you may not know is that back in the summer of 2000, I was doing an internship for the Boonshoff Museum of Discovery in Dayton, Ohio, and I found a human skeleton at an archaeological site. This skeleton's probably like 700 to 1,000 years old, and I keep a little picture of it inside my desk next to my pencils and Sharpies.
Something you might not know about me, Mrs. Brinker, your assistant principal, is that I have a recurring segment on WTHR News. Believe it or not, I work for the news. So since 2019, I provide topics about education, and I am their education expert. So I speak to things that are going on in schools and give parents tips.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Sirkin, and something about me that you might not know is that when I was in 4th grade, I was chased into a barbed wire fence and it slit my throat. I almost died. But at least I'm not Mr. Patterson.
Hi, I'm Mrs. Donnell. I'm the 8th grade facts teacher here. Something you may not know about me is that I've never broken a bone in my body, but I have lacerated my kidney in half. It was the first game of soccer of my junior year. My sister passed me the ball, and I got injured, and it sliced my kidney in half. I spent 2 weeks in the hospital, and I named that kidney Trudy. She's doing well, don't worry.
I am Miss Slaughter, and the interesting fact that you may not know about me is when I was in my late 20s, I had to give CPR to my neighbor's mother out on the sidewalk in front of their house until paramedics arrived, and then they were able to get her going, and she survived. So, good ending to the story.
I am Mr. Ellington, and something you may not know about me is I met Larry Bird when I was a 3rd grader in Dixie B Elementary in Terre Haute, Indiana. I even have a picture of it. These are 2 Polaroids, these old pictures, taken of me being held up by Larry Bird at our elementary school in front of a convocation. Now at the time, Larry Bird was not a pro basketball player. He was just playing for Indiana State University. He had dropped out of Indiana University in 1975 and then was talked into playing at Indiana State by his coach, Bill Hodges, and they were just touring. And you could see Harry Morgan is right here, and Brad Miley, 2 of his teammates, they all just came over to our elementary. I didn't know it at the time, but my teachers talked to Larry, and he picked me out of everyone to hold up and shoot baskets in the gym. And the reason my teacher picked me is kind of a sad reason, but I don't want you to feel sorry for me. I just want you to know the truth. My mom took her own life on September 21st, 1977. And this is probably in the winter of 1978. So it's a few months after that happened. And so I know now that's what happened. I talked to my teacher, my 3rd grade teacher when I was an adult, and she gave Larry my name. But the reason she gave Larry my name is because Larry's father took his own life in 1976. So one of the things this taught me was no matter how important you are, no matter how famous you are, you take time to care about people who are also going through things that you have no idea about. And that's what stays with me. Larry Bird, as famous as he is, he made time for me and made me feel good, and I think that made him feel good, and we shared the same trauma. And that's how we get through this life. When we have bad things, we help each other, we lean on each other. And that's what I want to tell you today. Thanks.
Welcome to weather. I'm Raina. Let's look at this week's forecasts. On Monday, it's going to be clear and the high is going to be 85. On Tuesday, it's going to be partly cloudy throughout the day and it's going to be 85. On Wednesday, it's going to be clear and the high is going to be 83. On Thursday, the high is going to be 85 and it's going to be clear. And then on Friday, it's going to be partly cloudy throughout the day and it's going to be 85. That's all for weather. Have a great day. Have a great week, GMS.